everyone, welcome to Flosstube number 124. I'm stitching Scotty, and this is Winston, one of my beautiful boys, and we'd like to welcome you. Today is April the 29th, 2023, and it's my birthday. Yay! And Winston and Striker always celebrate my birthday with me. Can you tell he doesn't like being on camera because his ears are not sticking up? But anyway, he's going to get a treat, and his tail's wagging because I'm petting him now. But anyway, we're here to talk about cross stitch, not about Scotty dogs. And so I'm going to put Winston down. Easy boy. Here's your treat. All right, but this retreat is about, come on, Striker, come on, up. All right, up. Okay, and this is my other Scotty, and the reason I'm doing this is my mother-in-law, Jeanette, has asked that, well, she's not asked, but she kind of hinted around that she really likes seeing Winston and Striker. And this is Striker, another one of my boys, and he loves being on camera usually, but today, evidently not so much. Oop, there he goes. All right, well, hello, Grandma Jeanette, and Belinda, and Stephanie, and Jason, and Chris. It's good to see you. And let's see, I said Belinda. I think I said everybody. But anyway, we just like to welcome you to our video. And we'll let him get down too. All right. There you go, boys. Okay, so they visited a little bit. Now you know why my name is Stitching Scotty. And I love, love, love to talk about cross stitch and quilt retreats. And today we're going to talk about Quilter's Quarters Extravaganza. I have loads of works in progress, or WIPs, and I have a finally finished object which has been languishing for quite some time that I fully finished. And we're not going to do a featured designer today because I'm going to tell a lot about the retreat and have a video about the retreat. I have some free patterns, so here we go. All right, the first thing I'm going to show you is the philanthropic pumpkin came out, I believe it was last year, maybe, from Hands On Design, or maybe it was year before last, probably, because mine's been sitting around for quite a while. And this is my finish. Now, I'm probably going to get the florist at where I work to tie the bow a little bit better because I'm not real happy with it, but I followed Kathy Haberman's instructions very, very carefully. And I'll show you the top, but I spent 15 minutes trying to tie this bow. And my boss, Andy, is going to laugh because she's like, no bow tying, no flower arranging. But anyway, I like the little pins and the little wire, the rusty wire. You want to wash it before you use it so you don't get a lot of dust on there. And this stem, though, to me, was the hardest part. I ended up having to glue the twill tape on there with Eileen's clear glue. But I used 4 strands, just like she said, to make the ribs. And that's it. So, and there's the bottom. And you'll need a really long needle to sew this. But that's my finish of that. And that is the hardest finish I've ever done, just because it was hard to get the needle in and this stem. Not good. But anyway, I am so tickled that's finished. So now I'm just like, yay. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about my works in progress, and then I'll talk about Whip Go. Whip Go is how I finish a lot of my works in progress. We make a chart out, and I'll talk about more about that later. Okay, I've been working on Emily Ann Foster, and that's from Hands Across the Sea. And when I saw this, it was stitched on 56 count, and I was like, oh my goodness, that is just the most amazing, cute, dainty looking sampler. And I've got it on my Morgan hoop, and I'm not taking it out, but this is what I've got. This is the first page minus half a G. I just didn't get that done down here at the bottom. It's 1 strand over 2 threads, and it's on 56 count Seraphim linen, and it's Seraphim Chai linen, 56 count. And I have it in my cute little Stitching Scotty bag with my cute little Stitching Scotty charm. Isn't that cute? My daughter made me that, Jeanette. So I'm just taking my time on this. Usually I just work on 56 count during the day, but I can work on it at night, but I don't want to push it because I don't want to go blind. All right, then next I belong to the Strawberry Club. It's a quarterly club from Dying to Stitch in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And every quarter or 3 months, they mail out a pattern or a kit for you. And this time, the theme is about needlework. And I was like, should I re-sign up? Should I sign up again or not? But I did, because when I heard it was about needlework, I thought, oh, this will be great. So this is the pattern. Is that not just adorable? All right, this is on R Reproductions 36 count vintage homespun linen. And the stitch count is 126 by 72. And it's a Stitcher's Garden Berry. And, oh, it's right here. And so I'm doing one strand over 2 threads, and that's a big tomato. So I'm working on the tomato. I'm using all the call for threads because they came with a kit. And I just gave you a lick and a promise on ironing because the iron was spitting and sputtering. It was spitting and sputtering, so I didn't want to, you know, mess up my linen. But that's going to be a really, really cute piece that I'm really going to enjoy stitching. And you need to check out, you can call them up and see if they have any more openings. They probably do not, but you can always get on, you know, maybe like next year's. But she sent, I mean, it's got the wool, the thread, the trim, everything you need, needles, and the floss, everything you need to finish the project. So that's really cute. And you have 3 months to do it. So hey, that's great. All right, and next, if I had not went to the retreat, I would probably be done with this. I found this pattern. Well, I found a pattern on Etsy, and this was designed especially for me, and it's called Dottie Scotties. I know y'all are tired of hearing about this, but this is really the nicest present I've ever gotten. It's very thoughtful that somebody put this much work into something just for me. All right, and so I picked out a piece of fiber on a whim. Don't know exactly what color it is because I lost a little paper. And it's 30, yeah, it is. I want to say it's 36 count because I'm using one strand over 2 threads. And before I just had the one Scotty and some green up here. So I got another Scotty down to the edge. I know he doesn't have any legs, but he's not supposed to yet because that was the page, you know, the end of the page. And I started the third Scotty down here. I got like 2 stitches in him. So I stitched some of this on the plane, and it was just a lot of fun. And I stitched some at the retreat before we got started with our classes. But thank you so much, Joelle. It's just the sweetest thing ever. And every time I show it to somebody, they're like, oh, I've got to go get that pattern. So hopefully you'll sell a lot of patterns. That would make me very, very happy. All right. And the next thing I have been, stitching on is I stitched on this on the plane just because it was easy to see when it was kind of, it was earlier in the day. And this is Stitches by Ethel. This is candy corn and pumpkin. And I usually choose to stitch on this when my eyes are tired, if I'm on a trip. And this is on Seraphim Fabrics Cecil 28 count. And I'm using all the call for threads. Yep, and it's DMC. And it looks like a pterodactyl right now. I've only got the blacks. So my plane trip wasn't very long. So there you go. I've got 2 strands over 2. And I did give this one a lick and a promise. And this is Cecil by Seraphim Fabrics. Let's see. That's more like what it looks like without the hoop marks. Yeah. All right. Okay. Then I was real squirrely this time just because I had a lot I wanted to stitch on. And then we'll get to our whip go. Okay, first of all, whip go is, oh, here it is. Whip go is where you make a bingo board. Jessie Marie does stuff, and she puts out a PDF that you can use, but I just make my own. And you put things that you want to get, some, you know, projects that you've had laying around or something you just want to finish, and you put one in each square. You can put one in the free square if you want to, but, and I did. But anyway, she'll call out 2 numbers every month, except when she does call out the free square, she'll call out 3 numbers. And this month, for April, there was StitchCon and Be Merry. Yeah, it is. Oh, StitchCon is number 5, and I'm supposed to have a finish. Excuse me, it just took me a while to find it. And this was the exclusive pattern at Keepsakes that they made when I went to StitchCon last year. Okay, as you can see what I've got to do, I got stuck on the house. That house has a lot of stitches in it, and I'm doing the back stitch as I go. So I did get the house done, and that's pretty true to what the colors are. And I've got just a couple more days, so I'm hoping I can get pretty close to a finish or a finish. But this is what I'm going to work on for the rest of the month. And it's on 40 count, vintage country mocha, I think. No, wait a minute. Well, don't know. It's on 40 count something. I would probably say it's either in the attic or vintage country mocha, but I'm not really sure. I should have written it down, but I guess the paper fell out. And I'm using 1 strand over 2, and I put my initials on the scroll frame. And we got 310, the black cat. That's the name of their black cat. And the house is what the shop looks like in Cincinnati, Ohio, or Sharonville, Ohio. So I've got a little bit more to do on that. So I will be busily stitching on that. Okay, all right, the next thing was Shepherd's Bush. Be Merry is what it's called, and I had to do a finish on that, and I had this one already finished. So this is what, with minus the string. Okay, this is on 10 count Chula, and I know y'all have seen it several times, but I wanted to show those in case I have new viewers watching. I'm using 3 strands over 3 threads. Oh, foot. Here I go again. Okay, I'm covering 1 square with 3 strands of thread or floss. And there's a lot of buttons on here from Just Another Button Company, and you can get a button company pack to add the buttons on, but those really make it. And I'm probably going to make a pillow out of that. I haven't decided. My plan was to have it finished, but then I got caught up in retreat stuff and making goodies and things, and yeah. So anyway, so that is a finish. So that's been marked out. So I've got all this down here. Okay, so what I'm doing for May is I could not find one of my pieces. So what I did was I switched to finishes. I don't know. I know I've got Spirits and Spells by Brenda Gervais, but I just do not know where it is. So instead of that, what I did, and I didn't iron these because I was lazy. I'm sorry. I know there's some of you that are like, why can't you iron your piece? Well, I forgot about it, okay? And after I had looked through everything, I was like, I'm not heating up the iron again and making this room really hot. But she had, Kathy Haberman and Lady Dots had the costume party salve. And it came out in parts, and it was really a lot of fun. And I did mine on a piece of fabric that I had in my stash. It was like a gray color. And this is what I've got done so far. This will be my start for Whip Go, May 1st. And I will need to finish, which I can't show you the finished picture. If I can find one, I'll insert it here. and that one was supposed to be number 25, the Spirits and Spells, and the costume party was supposed to be number 12, so I just swapped them. So I'll get the same thing done, just not the same time of year. And you wait, I'll get this one done, and then I'll find the Spirits and Spells. That's the way it works. So anyway, all right. And the other one that is called is Gobble, number 23, and it's also supposed to be a finish. What has possessed me? I said I was going to do better than last year, but I'm just all gung-ho on this. And I have a good bit of stitching to do on this one. This is a Bent Creek pattern. And I've got the old original pattern. They've reproduced it, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And this is on 28 count, Picture This Plus Wren. And this was my first time of having a Picture This Plus when I started this one. And this is what I've got, just part of the alphabet. So this will be my start on May 1st or whenever it is that I decide to start it. Okay? All right. So that's going to be fun. I'll have a Thanksgiving and a Halloween when it's spring, but that's okay. I don't mind because I need more Thanksgiving things. I do not need more Halloween things, but I really want to finish that costume party Sal, because the Halloween one, because it's so cute. I just love Bent Creek's designs and Kathy Haberman's designs. They're just adorable. So anyway, if I get that done, I still will not have a bingo. So there you go. But soon. All right. Okay. Now, I said I was going to look at my notes, and I did not. So we're now going to continue with more whips. And you're like, holy cow, how many whips do you have? That's the point, see? This is why I do a video every week instead of every 2 weeks. Okay. Just a moment. All right, more whips or works in progress. Okay, I'm also participating with Contented Needleworker Kim, who I also ran into at the Quilter Station Retreat, Cross Stitch Extravaganza, and she and several of her friends are doing the Redwork Pairs by Annie B's Folk Art. And it was hashtag Stitch a Pair in April, Sal. Well, they all got theirs finished, I'm sure. I do not. Maybe, but it's doubtful. Even though I don't lack much, I really want to finish my whip go piece. But anyway, I'm stitching this on 32 count. No, 36 count. No, I really think this is 32 count. Never mind. It's 32 count, something from my stash. I kind of think it's like Winter Brew, but I'm not really sure. And you see what my iron was doing there. So you got to be really careful when you're ironing your linen that's been over dyed. So luckily that will be like cut off, you know, when I'm getting this done. And I'm using one strand of sulky thread, and it's 1169. That's what I chose. So hopefully I'll get the other 2 pairs done, and the pair I'm doing is the one on the end here, right there, nearest my finger. Okay, so I don't like much, but I really want to finish my whip go piece. So yeah, okay. And then maybe I'll start the other 2 pairs. Who knows? And then I'll have a set because they are so cute. Let's throw this over here, and then we're going to work on it pile. Okay, and then next, my other work in progress is Tracy Campbell's pattern. She has an Etsy shop. It's Tracy Campbell's design. And this one's called Give Thanks with a Grateful Heart. And this is the pattern. I thought it was so pretty. And it says, give thanks with a grateful heart here. And I'm going to do it just like she has it pictured because it's so pretty. I'm using all the call for colors. And the fabric I'm using, I should have gotten this out. I had this problem last week, is from Laura's Fabric. I got it at Galleria last year, and it's 28 count Lugana, and it's called Banana Pie. I just thought that was just a cute name, and I like the color, and it's just perfect for this. And this is Give Thanks. Let me see. There we go. That's what color it is. So, and that's what I've got done. I'm just working on the first page. I need to do part of the church, and so, and some of the, and a pumpkin, and more of the pumpkin tree. So I'm using 2 strands over 2. I'm using all the call for DMC, and I really, really love this pattern, Tracy. Thank you so much for designing this. It's just beautiful. And if you haven't been to her Etsy shop, you need to check it out, because Tracy has some beautiful, beautiful Christmas patterns that I have bought, and some Thanksgiving, and just, you know, seasonal patterns, and, you know, just lots of different patterns. The graphs are large and easy to read. They're in color, so be sure and check that out. It's on Etsy, and I'll link that below. All right. Okay. All right. Then that's all the whips or works in progress. Now we're going to talk about the free pattern, and then we'll go about talking about the retreat. Okay. Well, we're going to do the free pattern and Stitchy Kindness while we're talking about the retreat. Okay, the first free pattern I have is from Lottie Da, which was one of the designers at the retreat I went to. And this one is called Hand and Heart Shall Never Part. And I'm just going to show you the part here and just a little piece so you can see that there is a hand. But that's where somebody stitched it up. So I will link that below. And the next pattern, you'll have to go on Instagram. And this is Kate Stitcher Cross Stitch Designs, and I will link this below. And it's a 4th of July mug. I think Kimberly Jolly on Fat Quarter Shop this week was talking about she was asking when do you start your patriotic stitching? And I thought, I might want to do a patriotic pattern for a freebie. So, oops. Okay. All right. And this is the pattern. It's really cute. It's simple. It'd make a cute little small, you know, you could do it on a smaller count, make a scissor fob, pin cushion, whatever. So I will link that below. And thank you so much, ladies, for designing those and putting them on Etsy. All right. And Miss Lottie and Lori from Lottie Da, thank you for a great, great retreat and a beautiful pattern. I really enjoyed it, and you'll see why in just a moment. Okay, first we had people went around and they gave out goodies. You know, those are optional. You can give out things if you want to. But one of the things that I got, and she makes them for everybody. And she made the cutest needle books for us last year. And that's Lenny from the Sable Stitchers. She gives me this little packet. And as far as I know, she hands them out to everyone in her group, in our group. And I got some floss cards with this cute little girl with Santa Claus. And it's got all her information on the back. And this is the little pin cushion that she crocheted and sewed for me. Isn't that adorable? And look at the covered button. And look at the cute little picture. And she gave me a charm and a scissor fob. I mean, a pair of scissors. So just really cute. Thank you, Lenny. You are so sweet. I really, really appreciate it. All right. You will not meet a sweeter, kinder, funnier lady. So you need to go watch the Sable Stitchers because she really knows the jokes. I don't know how she remembers the punchline. I went to tell her a couple, and one of them I couldn't even remember the joke. So I had to think about it. Then, once again, I was able to sit near Alexa and her mom, Debbie. And Alexa made this beautiful little notebook Look at the cute little stitching mouse with the floss and the needle and the tomato pin cushion. And that's always good to have so you can take notes. And she also gave me, oops, these beautiful colored buttons. Now, I don't know how well I'm going to do this, but there's the colored buttons. There you go. Thank you, Alexandria. I called her everything except her name. I called everybody everything except their correct name. It was like, duh. I mean, I'm like Charlie Brown. You know, when the teacher goes, womp, 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 that's what it is when people say their name. I know where they live, you know, how many kids they have, what kind of car they drive, their phone number, everything, but not their name. It's very sad. All right, then, this one came from Nancy, and it's a label to put on the back of your stitch piece. Is that not adorable? And some floss drops. So cute. So, and you might want to, you know, tune in again next week. You might be hearing more about Nancy later. All right, and then I also got some more floss drops from, I called her Miss So-and-so because I couldn't remember her name. And then I was like, you mean it's Kathy? Yeah. So if you don't watch Kathy Lounsbury on Flosstube, you need to go watch her. She is a very, very talented wool applicator and cross stitcher. So be sure and watch that. And I got a whole bunch of little floss cards in a cute little packet. All right. Then when I got there, Kathy Parker, thank you so much, Kathy. She made me this beautiful tomato spool pin cushion with these counting pins. Is that not gorgeous? And then she put a D on the back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kathy. I really, really appreciate it. I wish she had been in my session, but she was not. But at least I got to see her since I had to get there a day early. So, you know, because of the flight. But isn't that cute? That's just adorable. So, whew, that was just great. That was just the best too. And then I had a wonderful, wonderful roommate. We had met at a Zoom retreat earlier, and I go on the Zoom with them, you know, and we talk every so often. And I've been doing that with them for about 2 years at the Friend Stitch. And if you've not been to a Friend Stitch retreat, I highly recommend it. You will meet the nicest people. And we have like a sweet little group of friends. And she got me Walker's Scotty Dog biscuits, the shortbread. I love these things. They're so good. And look at the tin. I didn't have this tin. I have other tins of Scotty's, but not this tin. So I was really, really excited to get this. Nothing like a good cup of tea, hot tea, and a piece of shortbread on a rainy day like today, which is why we're not outside. Plus it's chilly. So, okay, so that was all my goodies. Those were all my goodies. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I just cannot thank y'all enough. That was just so sweet. I just love it all. Okay, now let's get down the nitty gritty here. Okay, first of all, Rita puts on a great retreat. She's the owner of Quilter Station. And if you've never been to her shop, it's a quilt shop, a wool applique shop, and a cross stitch store. All in one. So it's like 3 pieces of heaven at one time. So she came on and she talked to us for a few minutes, not very long, because she didn't want to, you know, hold up anything. But she gave us this beautiful little box, little wooden box, and it opens, and it's a finishing piece for the graph that she gave us. And I'm going to insert a picture of it here, and it's called, I'm just going to show the top, Hats Off to Uncle Sam, and it's by Barbara Adams, and it's very, very cute. So I will stick a picture here. All right, next, Ann and Pat of R Reproductions and Dying to Stitch came on, and Pat gave the most interesting lecture about linen and all the accessories that we use with linen and needlework. You know, pin cushions, scissors, scissor fobs, scissors, counting pins, little things to store them in, little compact kind of, you know, pouches and things, chatelaines, just everything. And then they also gave us a graph, and I will insert a picture of that here. I cannot believe how talented and how much, she's like a wealth of information, Pat and Ann are, and they had actual objects for us to look at, and a lot of things from the United Kingdom, you know, like commemorating Queen Elizabeth and things like that. So if you ever get a chance, you need to go to a retreat and hear that, because it's just wonderful. And thank you so much, Ann and Pat. All right, so next we had, let's see, I'm not doing these in order, I don't think. I can't remember, but I don't think this is in order. Okay, Flowers from Mary from Lottie Da. And she had some beautiful, beautiful pieces stuck out, not stuck out, but set out for us to see and enjoy. Is this upside down? Yes, it is. Okay, you do not want to see this upside down. Oh my goodness, I'm a nut. Okay, see, I don't need another person. I just entertain myself. Okay, she gave us this pattern, and it's the corner of another sampler, of an antique sampler that she has gotten. She says gathered from the original, and this is it. Isn't that beautiful? Well, let's hold it still because the fan is doing its work here. And this one is on 36 count straw linen by Weeks Dye Works, and she gave us all the thread, and we're using one strand over 2 linen threads. The graph is easy to read. She also fixed it with the colors on the color chart and the floss we put on there. She gave us all the finishing pieces that we need. Oh, sorry. Even the interfacing. And she gave us some stitching hints of how to do the pin stitch. Oh, excuse me. And great finishing directions. So, this is my progress. I always try to stitch on their projects at the retreat, and this is all I got done. And you know, I do get up and flit around and walk and talk and visit. So that's part of going. And that's about the color of what the straw is. And this Weeks Dye Works linen was soft, but not too soft. So it was really nice to stitch on. So I enjoyed that, and thank you so much, Lori, for doing that. And she even talked to us some and told us a little bit of how she got started, and that was very interesting. I wish she had told us more, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, but I appreciate whatever, because you know, there's lots of things to stitch, and she gave good directions, very good directions. Okay, that's going over here. Okay, then we had Stacy Nash Primitives, and she gave us the Trumpets of Swan, no, not trumpets, Trumpet of Swan Biscornu. I'm getting to be an expert at these Biscornus. This is the front with the 4 swans on it, and this is the back. Okay, all right, and this is on Dirty U 36 count Dames of the Needle linen. And just a moment. And this is what I got done. I got the upper left border and part of one of the swans. And I'm doing 1 strand over 2 linen threads. So I can't wait to get this one done, and that'll be another bisque new. Yay! So, and she was very, very nice. She went around and visited with everyone, and you know, answered their questions. And she lives on a farm, and it was quite interesting. I really, really enjoyed it. So that was very, very nice to get to meet her. I never met her. Heard so much about her, but never met her. All right, now the next one, oops, is in a Christmas bag from Garon Stitchery, from Garon Hottentot bags, I believe is what we call it. Garon Totten bags. See, I told you names are just bad. But anyway, I love my little bag. And I decided, because this was a big project, I was going to put, well, it's really 2 projects. Needlework Press, Vicki and Megan of Needlework Press put this together, and we're using 36 count fox and rabbit hog bristle linen. Okay, and where did I put mine? Okay, here. Okay, this is called Jeanette A. Buckley. Isn't that pretty? I really, really liked that. So, I'm using 1 strand. It's on 36 count over 2 threads, and this is what I got started, or this is what I got done. So I got more done of this. That's about the color it is. And I at least wanted to get ABC done before I moved on to something else. And the border is very easy. It's just very predictable. 3 stitches, 2 stitches, 3 stitches, 2 stitches. So that was good. And she took a small part of this, I think. Yep. And she designed a small piece, and it says industry, so you can make a needle book. And she gave us perforated paper, and this is what I got stitched on that. And she gave us another piece of perforated paper. Then she gave us a piece of wool, of which for some reason mine has now disappeared. Mine is like an olive green, and the graphs are very easy to read. They are in black and white. She does have the overlay when you have a page turn, which is very good. And all the flosses are classic Colorworks. So it's just really, really pretty. And the antique was hem stitched, and I'll show you a picture of that. Let's see, right there. You see the antique on top and hers on the bottom. But I'll probably put mine in a frame. So, and now it's going back in my little bag, my little Christmas bag. And it will wait until I get ready to stitch on it again. So, okay. All right. So those were all the projects that we had at retreat. And I just had the most fun. It was a super, super retreat. It really was. It was great. All the designers, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Rita and all her staff. I really, really appreciate it. And now I'm going to attach a video at the end. And we went shopping. And we went to CC & Company in addition to Quilter's Quarters, and I took videos at both stores. CC & Company is also the designer of the Rosie and Me patterns, the ones with the little Scotty dogs. And so you know I loved it there. Excuse me. But while I was out, for those of you that don't want to see some of the things I bought, you know, have a nice day, enjoy stitching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, but one of the things I got was a t-shirt, and it says, "Come stitch with me." I saw some ladies wearing it from the first session, and I thought, oh, this is just the cutest t-shirt. So I hope it is not too big, but if it is, we'll just shrink it a little bit. So Anyway, but that was cute. Then, yep. Well, I may or may not show anything. No, that's not it. Oops, I moved the camera. Oh, here's one thing I bought. I bought this Pretty and Pink Pin Keep from Stacy Nash Designs. I thought that was just adorable. And it'll match my Market Tea pieces. I may use the Trelawney silks with that I have, if I have enough left. And I got my Grace Notes fabric. It's called My Stoso, and it's a fat quarter, and it's 32 counts. And if you've never tried Grace Notes fabric, it's just beautiful. Isn't that pretty? I think I have the perfect piece that I want to stitch this. It's a Kathy Barrett piece, and I'll probably use this side because it's like darker. But it's more lavender or purple than I thought, but it'll still work pretty good if I'm not mistaken. But Grace Notes fabric is great. She has the Fabric of the Month Club, and you know, you always need more fabric. And I got the one with colors because sometimes the colors are hard to find. So anyway, the other thing I got was a Tiny Modernist cross stitch pattern. It was a Jolly Christmas Bell Pull, and I think this came out at the Jingle Ball. And this says Noel, I Believe, Santa, and Stop Here. And I thought it was just really cute. So I got that. All right. So, and I did get a piece of R&R fabric. I got some Winter Brew and some, no, not Barb's Blend, French Vanilla. So, and they're 36 count. So hopefully I'll have plenty of things so I can stitch on. And I apologize for this video being so long, but hopefully you'll enjoy watching about the retreat. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye and have a great weekend.